Hi, this is Keeping It Real with God. Once again today, hello. So I know it's been like a little minute, not long, since I did a video. So today I just wanted to do a video on the Bible's most infamous hooker, Jezebel. Jezebel. You know, people, especially church folks, when we see somebody with makeup on, or they may be considered the little harlot in the church, we looking around gossiping, talking about, oh, look at that Jezebel. Oh, I think there's a big misconception about this Jezebel, this harlot, this whore, this hooker, this trifling woman that everybody knows in the Bible, and she's infamous with being just a hooker. So who was Jezebel? Let's talk about who Jezebel was. Did you know that Jezebel was a princess? If you go to 1 Kings, the 16th chapter, and the 31st verse, you will find out that this infamous hooker, Jezebel, was a princess. Yes, she was. Okay. Did you also know that this infamous hooker that we all know as the sleaziest woman in the Bible, this Jezebel, did you know that she also was a murderer? She murdered God's prophet. Yes, she was. She had some pull, she had some power, and she was a killer. She also was a murderer. She wasn't just a hooker. Did you also know that this hooker in the Bible, who's synonymous with whore and painting of the face, she was also a master manipulator, and she was also a liar, and she was also just greedy. Ahab, her husband, wanted some land from this guy, and so, yeah, he wanted that land. She was making sure he was going to get that land at all costs. So she put a hit out on him. She had him killed. Yes, she did. She had him murdered. That's what Jezebel did. Jezebel was not just a harlot. She was a killer. She was a master manipulator. She was a liar, and she was greedy. She was greedy. And you can read about that in 1 Kings. Sorry, don't have my glasses. You can read about that, and I wrote it bigger so I could see it. 1 Kings, 21st chapter, the 6th through the 8th verse. You can read about it there and read a little further if you like. You'll read about all about how she wrote a letter and pretending like she was her husband. It's in there about Ahab, when he wanted that vineyard and the man wouldn't give him the vineyard. And then Jezebel was asking him, baby, what's wrong? And he told her the man wouldn't give him his vineyard. Jezebel had him killed. She had him murdered for the vineyard. Yes, she did. She was gangster. So we always think about Jezebel as some type of harlot who painted her face and went to the churches to trap herself a man. But Jezebel was more than that. She was a killer. She was a princess. She was a master manipulator, a liar, and she was greedy. And so in the churches, we will hear people speaking about the spirit of Jezebel, and they refer to the spirit of Jezebel like it's just a woman out there just freaking everybody, just trying to get her freak on, just being nasty and hordacious. But that's not the case. Jezebel had some pull. She had power. She had money. She was a killer and a liar, and she just was all of the above. So, the spirit of Jezebel. Who can have the spirit of Jezebel? When you have all those characteristics, anybody can have the spirit of Jezebel. A man, a woman, and a dog, and a cat, and a bird, and a tree can have the spirit of Jezebel. If that bird and that dog and that cat and that man and that woman are manipulators, if they are liars, if they are conniving, if they are killers, have some killer instinct, if they're trying to take what they want at any means necessary, then they too can have the spirit of Jezebel. We have Jezebel all mixed up. People think of Jezebel as this harlot who just went around trying to bed everybody. And in 2 Kings, the 9th chapter, in the 22nd verse, you can read about how her son and this man was, they were having their problems, and he just straight out called his mama a whore. The whoredoms of your mother Jezebel. No, there's no peace because of the whoredoms of your mother. Somebody is a Jezebel. You'll be a liar. You'll be a manipulator. You'll be greedy. And you'll be a murderer. And you may have a little audaciousness in you too. Jezebel was not only just someone who painted up her face and was classified as a whore. She also was very smart, very cunning, and very conniving. And anybody can have the spirit of Jezebel. We have to ask ourselves, do we possess the spirit of the almighty, powerful, audacious Jezebel? We always have to look at ourselves and examine ourselves and say, when we judge a people, do we have some of those very characteristics which we judge by? Just a short little taste of who Jezebel was. But read 1 Kings and 2 Kings in the Bible, and you will learn a whole lot about that there Jezebel. Anybody can embody and empower the spirit, the characteristics of Jezebel. That's all I wanted to say, and I'm going to continue to keep it real with God through keeping it real with myself. Bye.